Hello, David here at merchantaccounts.ca. Today I'm going to talk about a topic that I hear about from time to time. This is where PayPal has frozen your funds. And what do you do to solve it? Stay tuned, I'm going to try and help in 1 second. So PayPal, this video, I should be super clear, is not an attack on PayPal, which is super important for me to say considering we are a competing service provider. In a way, PayPal is a large aggregator. PayPal doesn't provide merchant accounts. PayPal accrues everyone's payments through their merchant account, and then they disperse the funds from their merchant account. I have other content on the difference between a merchant account provider and an aggregator like PayPal. But this particular video is talking about a particular problem, which is the freezing of funds and what can you do. Now, the reason why PayPal is doing this most likely is they are concerned about chargeback risk. There's some element of your business that has made them concerned that they could lose money. A chargeback is a dispute between a cardholder and a merchant. It's where somebody has called their issuing bank, said, hey, I paid for this stuff, but it's not what was promised and I'm not happy, or something along those lines. And PayPal is worried that disputes may occur. It could also be because people pay for things but they don't get it. So for example, I might be a graphic designer, I might take on a big contract. What if it's a $10,000 job and I get halfway through and I never finish it? Well, the cardholder is entitled to what they paid for. If they paid for something that they never received, they would be due to get their money back. What I'm describing right now is not about any particular business, it's just to make the point that there are rules that Visa and MasterCard set that say a cardholder is guaranteed to get what they promised. And where they don't, the payment processor, in this case PayPal, could be worried about potential chargeback liability. So if you are having your funds held or frozen by PayPal, and because it's a very large organization, it can sometimes be difficult to get maybe a direct answer about what's going wrong. You can start the thought process yourself. Well, what is likely causing them to be concerned? They're not just holding, or they hopefully shouldn't be holding your money haphazardly. There should be a reason. That reason should be explained to you. If it can't be explained to you, maybe you can intuit it, or maybe you can reason out what it might be. For example, I have been working with a web developer who's been doing some contract work. I sent him a payment and PayPal was holding the money because they did not understand that the service was rendered. I'm not an expert in PayPal invoicing, but my understanding is that you can make it clear somehow, or I believe you can, whether the service was rendered, which would then close the loop on the chargeback risk, and they should release your funds. As much as you can, try to make it clear that your service has been rendered. Once a service has been rendered, the opportunity for dispute does not go away, but it reduces. Now, this is one of the downsides to working with a large aggregator, and it's not an attack on PayPal, it's just they have many clients, more of a call center-based approach to service, and that's where a traditional merchant account provider is a little bit different. This is a little bit of a plug for us, although not us specifically. It's like, if you're with PayPal and you're finding the support isn't ideal because it seems anonymous, you could try to find a merchant services provider who's way more of a pain to deal with up front, because where PayPal just lets you start processing, which is a tremendous benefit, that's why you oftentimes have bumps in the road where something comes up, there's some issue, funds are held, whatever it might be. It's not that PayPal's doing anything wrong, it's that they are reactive in their risk mitigation process to some degree. And that's where a payment processor is proactive. Before I let someone start processing, it's like, what do you sell? How much do you sell per month? When do you deliver it? I come up with a whole list of annoying questions. But then once you've answered them, we figured it all out. It's extremely unlikely that the carpet's going to be pulled out from under your feet and your funds be held or something like that. Or in other cases with some aggregators, even sometimes the account will be shut down. It's like a reactive, something that happens, and then as a business owner, it's like, oh darn, now I don't even have payment processing and I can't get an answer. So that's the difference between a merchant account provider and an aggregator. I don't have any particular advice in terms of people that you can call there, but I will say, as long as you make it clear that the service was rendered, make it clear that, if it's a well-known customer, you've worked with them repeatedly, it's not their first order, communicate all this stuff. Because if it's a low-risk transaction, if you know there's not going to be a dispute, and if you communicate it properly, hopefully they will do something to remove that block and get those funds in your hand. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was a little bit useful. Really, my intent was to kind of explain why this happened, so at least as a business owner, you can understand what's going on the other side of the fence. Thanks for watching, and have a good day there. Bye now.